For the win, it takes a little bit of betting on maybe you're going to blow up.
Sometimes I feel like I'm really good at hiding the pain.
Not a good sign.
You gotta go with the ebbs and flows of the race.
Hans is taking a flyer right now.
The entire race feels like it depends on that first move, which is thrilling to me.
Will today be the day that 14-hour barrier is cracked? Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Western States 100. I just have a feeling today is going to be a special day, even by Western States standards.
The first time I came here, I was like, I'm never doing this thing. This is crazy. But I think Western States attracted me in the challenge that it represents.
The HOKA men's roster is incredibly deep here this year. UTMB champion Vincent Bouillard.
I'm still learning very much. Like I have 2 finishes for 100-mile distances, 1 DNF, unfortunately, and so this is my 4th start.
Past champion Adam Peterman.
The last year, I was like, I'm ready to win this thing again, and then I ran 23 hours. So ultra running's humbling in that way.
In his 100-mile debut, Francesco Puppi.
We feel so emotionally attached to this race because we've poured so much of ourselves into trying our best to be as prepared as possible.
Young and fit Hans Troyer.
I watched Western States on the live stream, and these people were like so far out of reach. Now it's like I'm here, and not only am I here, I believe I'm one of the favorites.
Hayden Hawks, 2-time podium finisher here.
I've had a lot of battles at Western States, some where I've came out on top, some where I haven't. My first Western States, I ran with Jim Walmsley. I just felt like, man, I'm learning from the best right now. Like in my first Western States, I'm competing.
Of course, Jim Walmsley, the 4-time champion.
I think a lot of my experience, a lot of what I know about the course, I need to forget because it's not a normal year, and being okay with that, it's just going to be a new experience for me.
This is a moment in the sport that we're all going to remember. It's like a clash of the titans, not only for where we are now in the sport, but for all time in the sport.
The course record held by Jim Walmsley from 2019, 14 hours and 9 minutes. Will today be the day that 14-hour barrier is cracked?
First and foremost, we all have to survive racing the course of Western States, which bites back. And if you get beaten by the course, it doesn't matter what other people are doing.
There is for sure a little bit of pressure, but it feels like an opportunity that I have to express my potential.
It is going to be a high of 74, 75, but these runners are looking at something very magical.
Like I experienced last year, you never know. You can go into these things feeling like the most prepared of your life and then still get your teeth kicked in.
All those battles that have just driven me to come back to Western States because I want those moments, but also like I've built some incredible relationships with those guys that I've battled with.
Hall of Fame level athletes in the sport all doing battle at Western States today.
Plenty of people are capable of the course record, but the execution of it is different.
Broadly speaking, I think winner breaks course record, winner goes sub 14.
3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. We will see you in Auburn.
Oh, yeah, we have a super fun team.
Right?
So right now we're in Flagstaff.
The HOKA team camp already has been so much fun. And also it's like fun to surprisingly take like a step back from sport by running with other pros, where it's like I think running alone, it's like you're just constantly thinking about racing and these other people.
Hayden, what kind of warm-up do you want to do before you start your workout?
And you run with these people and you realize they're just people, and all of a sudden it actually gets a lot more relaxing.
Hayden and I have 2.5 hours. I think he has 2:45, but yeah, he has 2.5 hours zone 2, and I have like a 2.5 hour easy day. So it's funny, like when I think of the guys I'm going to be racing at Western States, it's like most of these people are actually my friends. We all have like a lot of respect for each other, and like we've all shared a lot of miles now in training and racing, and it's pretty cool.
We're going which way? That way, you mean?
It's like a snake. It is a good thing to have a teammate that is willing to push you.
It's connected to my car.
So your children?
Kids are listening.
And you have to decide, am I going to respond to that or am I not going to?
was the final time, distance, everything? What's the watch stats?
Well, you can't release the stats.
At Western States, I know you need to do all the preparation, you need to go through the process, and you need to show up fit and ready. But we don't know what the day gives us yet, and you need to be an artist on the day. I think in preparation, you prepare with the course record speed in mind.
Yeah, we're doing about 51 miles, 4,000 meters.
I think that Jim's presence can change some things, but like, come on. This race has this level of excitement in big part thanks to him. I think it's totally possible, like that course record. I know Jim, I know he can run faster. I hope I can run faster than the course record.
The competition is very interesting, and each athlete brings his own value and unique experience and weight to the race. I assume we will go off at record pace, if not under it. Many things can happen, and we will only know on race day.
Sub 14 is very significant for the sport, and I think whoever does it, it's going to be something special.
They begin with a 2,500-foot climb up and over the top of Emigrant Pass.
Hans Troyer, Killian Jornet, Francesco Puppi, Thomas Carden, Vincent Bouillard, Jim Walmsley, Hayden Hawks, Dan Jones, Adam Peterman.
Pace was good. I think at the top of the escarpment, we still had the fastest time ever.
We got to the top, and I was like, well, I guess I'll set the pace here. Like, it was aggressive last year. I'll make it pretty aggressive this year.
Hans Troyer leads the men's race very early, but these are the absolute legends, the pinnacle athletes of the last decade of the sport, chasing down young and fit Hans Troyer.
Hans was pushing quite an incredible pace.
Francesco, Jim Walmsley, Vincent Bouillard together, 2 minutes 50 seconds behind Hans Troyer.
This year I just really wanted to run my own race as long as possible. So I let those guys go. I think they probably had 10 minutes on me, which is crazy because I was like under 14-hour pace.
Hans is taking a flyer right now. I would love to see it stick, but you never know.
Hans Troyer is definitively under course record pace at this point.
We're at Dusty and crewing for Vincent, moving quickly. About 20 minutes ahead of course record pace. Yeah, I think we're going to see some really fast times through here, getting into Forest Hill.
Waiting on Hans. They say he's out front. We just hope he's really feeling as good as he's running.
I know that there's very talented runners at all these races, but like, I don't ever see myself just letting people run away from me on purpose. Fearless and aggressive is my race style right now. I'm very aware that I might have to put out more effort to hang in there, but I'll do it.
Hans, 3 minutes off the front, flying a little bit solo there, hopefully not flying too close to the sun, which we've definitely seen happen here at Western States before.
I think it is?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Let's go!
Okay.
Need water?
You need anything? Please.
I think that I'm just one of the most competitive people in the world.
I'm not sure how far out. Oh my God!
And like, I'm not willing to let the race get away from me. And I think I'll surprise myself, as I've done in the past.
15
miles to last chance. 15 miles last chance. Yep.
I've had a lot of races now where I've done stuff that I didn't think that I was capable of doing. Like I said, I like to race, so I'm always gonna try to race.
So Francesco Puppi,
Yes, Francesco.
Vincent Bouillard, and Jim Walmsley together in second through fourth place through dusty corners.
How are we?
Once or twice.
We're going so fast.
What place am I in? Like,
Probably you're 8 right now. It's crazy. Like, there's never a chance to take a break.
You got this. You got this. Let's go, Jim. Let's go, B. Big sticks coming.
Everybody, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth.
man. Dude, my friggin' IT band and my quad are completely locked up on me. Like my hip. I can barely even like run the downhills.
Oh no. Hayden Hawks, two-time podium finisher here. Pride of Cedar City, Utah, one of the best of our generation, a two-time CCC champion. Something's not looking good for Hayden here.
Downhill.
Do you want a Rahi?
It's just like right in here.
Yeah.
It's like my IT band's so tight and my quad's so tight. It's just my stupid IT band and quad is like so locked, man. So locked. Like anytime I run downhill, I can't run any downhill. Like I can run it, but it's just so slow. When I was younger, running was everything. I was obsessed with it to the point where like I ruined a lot of relationships with friends, with family, because I was so focused on my running. As I've gotten older and as I've kind of realized what running means to me and how I need to treat it, I've learned to find this balance. I still love and have a passion for running, but it's not everything in my life. I'm a father with 2 kids. I'm a husband. I'm a coach. It's helped me love running even more because when I get to do running, I'm all in. I just really am focused on enjoying being out there no matter what I'm doing and just being grateful that I have the opportunity to do that. It's a nice day. That's the thing. Where else would I rather be?
The official split for Hans through Michigan Bluff is 7:27:39 elapsed. Jim Walmsley's course record split is 7:50. We are seeing historically fast times.
We're a little skeptical because this time last year, all of a sudden things slowed way down, and so he looks really good and should be strong through the next station.
Francesco cementing his spot right now in second.
La figata. I'm sorry.
Vincent has overtaken Jim Walmsley in 3rd place. Very interesting development.
You're doing great.
Girls are here?
Yeah. Yep, they're in there.
Thank you. Let's go, baby.
We do expect Jim Walmsley to be the next male into Michigan Bluff. We heard maybe Jim wasn't looking as good as the guys ahead at El Dorado Creek. We don't want to jump to any conclusions, but certainly it is very rare to see Jim Walmsley passed by anybody in the middle of a race. And Adam Peterman into Michigan Bluff. His dad putting the ice around his neck. Shout out Papa Peterman.
This is where we want to see him. He looks the calmest.
Yeah.
Hans is 3 minutes ahead of Fran. He was 7 minutes, so looks like Fran gained 4 on the climb up to Michigan Bluff. And he knows he's being chased by the best runners in the world, you know? It's like you have Fran and Vincent and Jim behind you. It's like, but I did hear Jim was sitting at Michigan Bluff.
He's been sitting for how long, babe? 5 minutes?
Yeah.
He's, taking shoes and socks.
Jim going to sit in the shade. Bad indication.
Not a good sign.
Sit here. I'll probably jog the force a little bit. Like, I can't open up the stride on the down the flat.
It's hard to be, I think, hungry and reflective. Or maybe I'm just not so good at it. Through my career, I've talked a lot about motivation has to evolve. Your life evolves, it's not static. You see waves of growing and fading motivation, and the motivation to continue forward is potentially the most important piece. That doesn't always stay there the same. As I've tried to make this a job and a profession, it's been finding out how to find that forward motivation.
Like if there's no pain, I don't mind.
But if you're in pain, I don't want you to push.
Earlier, to stay hungry, to find the next goals. I think it's a pretty important building block to build your career on.
No worries. See you first.
Forest Hill, one of the most iconic moments in trail running. Every single year, we are about to see two men enter the aid station basically together.
On Bath Road, I was running, and then I heard a footstep, and I was just like, what the? I was like, wait, no way. I turned around, and it's Francesco. And so he just smiles at me, and I smile at him, and I just gave him a fist bump. If anybody's running up next to me, I'm glad it's you. Let's knock it out.
Okay, it's Bear Watch night number 4. Don't step on the poop. There was a bear here that broke into pretty much everybody's cars. It's a dumpster over there where the bear hangs out. Bear Watch. Tonight's the night. So every night we would go behind our house in the forest and sit on a rock to spot the bear.
We got the bear.
Me and Hans, we respect each other a lot. We're really good friends, but we're also very competitive, especially Hans, I think.
Francesco Puppi, now your leader of the 2026 Western States 100 in his 100-mile debut.
Great job, man.
All right, Jim's about 11 minutes behind you. He's had a shoe change. He's fallen back. He's losing places. Half clear.
Thanks. Okay. All right. Let's go.
So much running left for both of these guys again.
This is turning into an epic mano-a-mano battle.
So after Forest Hill, I think it was pretty clear that the battle was between me and Hans. So I could clearly see that he was trying everything in his power in order to drop me.
His uphill legs were better than me, so instantly he starts running a little bit ahead, and I was like, oh no.
I was really, trying to focus on my effort, not to overdo it.
Undershirt, good? Okay. Sunscreen, we already did that.
Keeping it steady, I could look at the data, our heart rate were looking decent.
The energy at Forest Hill was insane.
Hey, can we get that open?
Just make sure I have enough carb. So loud, and it was me and Zach, and then Zach Miller, and his pacer just rolling. But that was pretty cool. So you just start running 6-minute pace, and you don't. It's so exhilarating.
Drink it in, young man! You are the 2022 champion of the Western States 100-mile endurance run.
Oh, he's waving his crew on. Come with me, all the way to the finish line, he says. 15:13:46 on the clock.
And what a performance, what a debut. Adam Peterman has sealed the deal.
All right, we got Mr. Adam Peterman on the tee. Western States champion, world champion. Champion of my heart.
Come on, baby. Go right. No! Man. If mine didn't hit the branch, it would have gone in.
So if I go at 1 o'clock, I'm good.
Go down the middle.
When I won Western States, my winning time wasn't crazy fast.
Get down.
But there was a pretty big gap between second, third, and it's hours go by until you get the top 10.
Boom! Nice.
Last year, Western States, I think the top 5 are probably all within 30 minutes.
It's gonna go right though.
It's pretty exciting to be a part of it. I feel like that's what you're noticing is like the race continues on later and later into the race. It's hard as a runner because like you're already fighting your own demons out there, and like the last thing you want is to just have a race on your hands at mile 90. But when you're done, you're always like proud that, you know, the dudes around you or the women around you like brought you to be the best version of yourself.
Let's go, John!
Ending his day short, Jim Walmsley has withdrawn at Forest Hill. Obviously not the day that he wanted, hoping that he is okay and that he can cheer on his HOKA teammates.
Jim deserves better. Like it's hard that the way things went for him. He's such an incredible athlete.
I feel bad for Jim because I think he's really, really fit, but this knee thing's just been going on for like a couple of years. But like we all know what he's capable of when he's firing on all cylinders.
And what do you think if they take your record down?
It's going.
How does that make you feel?
Today's the day for it.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Didn't have the right day on the right day. So.
Unfortunately, we have had some DNFs at the front end of the race. Some of the goats of our sport and some of the best out there. Jim Walmsley, Killian Jornet,
Hayden Hawk.
Unfortunate DNF.
I'm just really grateful anytime I get to line up. And in training, I focus on being healthy. I focus on being sustainable and doing what I need to do so that I can line up on race day healthy enough to perform. Because if I don't have any of those things, I can't use any of the fitness that I've built.
So it would be Francesco, then 9 minutes to the Vincent Montgomery duo, 4 minutes to Hans, which means Hans is bleeding time. Hans is going backwards a little bit.
Leaving Forest Hill, I actually was starting to feel pretty confident again. I had taken a Zofran, for my nausea at the aid station, so I was like, oh, if this kicks in, then I'm golden.
Again, we are looking for Hans Troyer, who's had a really, really rough go on this Cal Street
Still no
section.
sign of Hans Troyer, the leader for much of the early part of the race. Still looking for Hans Troyer.
Quarter mile, half mile outside of Cal 3. I had gotten so dizzy at one point, I pulled over on the side of the trail. I just kind of leaned up against a tree, and Cade looked at me, and I looked at him, and he kind of gave me this look, and I was like, I know. It's not happening. Yeah, I was, I'm devastated, to say the least, but...
There
he is.
Cade Michael and Hans Troyer walking into the Rucky Chucky River crossing. A big hug from the crew.
And so I cried on the trail, and then I finally saw my crew at Rucky Chucky, cried some more. Just a sad moment. It's hard to think about a race for a year and have 98% a perfect race, and then those 2% details completely take you out of it.
No shame in trying. A roll of the dice. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you pay the piper. Today was one of the latter. It would make this 26-year-old champion stronger and more experienced for the next time.
I was caught by Ryan Montgomery after Forest Hill. We helped each other a little bit, getting the chase on to eventually Hans that we caught further down Cal Street. That's when I started to have a little information on maybe a gap closing on Francesco. And I think that's where it's okay, the race is on.
Francesco Puppi has opened up a 9-minute gap back to his rivals, Vincent Bouillard and Ryan Montgomery. As soon as he crosses the river, that climbs up to the Green Gate aid station at mile 80. That could be Francesco's moment to really push.
On the climb up to Green Gate, I was surprised to hear the noise from the Rucky Chucky aid station because Vincent was coming through, and I thought it was much further behind, but it was actually kind of close. It was starting to close the gap.
I knew I was moving well. Based on the splits and based on the pace, I was like, we're gonna run well under 14 hours. And I feel good to maintain this on the way to the finish.
I think Vincent is a little bit like me.
Heat training? Vincent?
He's very thoughtful, he's pretty introvert.
Yeah, good.
He has a very intentional approach to racing.
So Francesco is an athlete that I've actually been following for quite some time. I've admired him as an athlete because of his versatility. I think he holds the strength because it's his 100-mile debut. He doesn't know how much it hurts.
I don't know how it's gonna feel after 10 hours of racing, but the only way to find out is to try. I've put myself through uncomfortable situations and discomfort that I think I can handle the fatigue and pain and discomfort that I will definitely feel during the race at some point.
That's always for me the first goal, is to say like, hey, there's been a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice put into this month. Let's execute as I know that I can, and then the results should come. I'm a competitor and I want to win races and I want to win Western States.
Oh my goodness, Vincent Bouillard takes the lead in the Western States 100 with 10 miles to go. The 2024 UTMB champion now in position to become the 7th person ever to win both Western States and UTMB, and he is on course record pace. His wife, Camila Journet, his biggest supporter and fan. For the second year in a row, a new dad will be the Western States 100 champion.
Comes up.
I think indirectly, like, it just brings so much happiness in our life and brings purpose and it shifts everything that didn't used to revolve around the baby.
But that doesn't mean that it removes any sort of focus or motivation. It's just helped me to get out of maybe like hard moments.
History being made here today at Placer High.
Vincent Bouillard enters the track to a hero's welcome. The 32-year-old Frenchman gets a high five from his coach.
There's a new sense of purpose on the day-to-day that we share as a family.
13 hours, 46 minutes.
Here
Welcome
he
to the
is.
track, Vincent Bouillard, our champion.
Super emotional for sure, and yeah, I had a hard time believing that it was happening. Seeing the crew and seeing Camila, our little one who's here at the finish, yeah, just surreal.
The first man under 14 hours.
Breaking the course record by 25 minutes.
It's so much work, it's so much sacrifice from everyone, so yeah, very nice end to it all.
On the track, gonna be under 14 hours in his first ever 100-mile, a historic run.
Absolutely unbelievable performance from Francesco Puppi. In the mix all day.
Truly world
greeting
class
from the
today.
champion.
I'm proud to be among the athletes that are pushing the sport forward. The Western States belt buckle is a symbol of our sport and something that makes people proud. So I'm proud that it's my first ever belt buckle.
Here is your 2022 Western States champion, cashing in that good karma from last year after that 23-hour finish. Way to go, Adam Peterman.
Since I won a lot of races in 21 and 22, people always ask me if I'm back. Like, I feel like I've been back for years. Just the sport has elevated. And there's no doubt in my mind my race yesterday was like a better performance than my race when I won. I've been planning this celebration for 2 years where I do like this fly fishing. So I did that, even though I was 6th place. I was like, oh, let's just do it.
Unbelievable performances here today.
I continue to think I'm not the fastest, I'm not the best at like the super hard workout stuff, but I'm able to grind and keep at it. I'm happy and proud that it showed that again, like on this 100-mile distance, it unlocks a couple possibilities. Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. I think especially for all of us, like you just are able to do things that you didn't think you were capable of.
I like the pressure the sport can put on me, and I already know coming into next year, that pressure is going to be times 10 what it was this year, and I'm excited for that. I think that means that I am capable of something pretty cool.
Everybody thinks you have to be like laser focused and obsessed to be the best.
Where else would I rather be?
I think being more balanced is when you become your best self and you become the best athlete that you can be.
I think I'm approaching this year's Western States as kind of neutral as far as where it is on my journey of Western States, and is it towards the end? Is it just the beginning? Probably not the beginning.
I always try to carry with me all the good and bad things from the journey that got you to each start line. So to see it coming together kind of gives you confidence to just embrace the uncertainty and the mess of life.